So today we are going to learn about another concept is hyperlinks. We are going to learn about hyperlink in HTML. So we are going to learn how to use hyperlinks. So actually, when we are developing websites, one basic rule is there for means web design has a lot of rules, standards, but one important website rule is every website should have proper navigation. That means user must able to reach to any topic easily. That is very important. For example, we discussed that through websites we can make money. How we can make money with website is Google have a concept called Google Google have a concept called AdSense. If you have a website or a YouTube channel, what you can do, you can give that to Google AdSense. What Google AdSense will do is they will verify if they see that your website or channel is having good content and there are no copyright problems, issues, everything, then they will monetize. Monetize means they will put advertisements of Google in your website, and for that they pay you. Generally, people make a lot of money with this. It's not small amount; it is huge. You know, AdSense gives a lot of money. Later, I will explain that business how it actually works. But the point is, before they put advertisements and monetize your website, they will review your website. Review means they will check is this website according to standards or not. In that standards, one basic point what they verify is website have a good navigation. For example, I will show you. Suppose we are having here, I will show one website like we have some passport. This is a passport website. This is passport website. This is the passport website, Government of India, Ministry of External Affairs. This website is designed by TCS. This is maintained by TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, these people. That means TCS develops and maintains this website for Government of India. When you see this website, in this website, lot of content is there. Generally, user who is watching this website, he is very much confused. Where to go, where which concept will be there, very confused because lot of content is there. Then according to standards, what websites will do is they will give one option where user can see everything from one place. And that option is called site map. You observe here, they have given a site map. They have a site map. So you may not know about this site map. They don't care whether you know or not. But why they kept this? Because according to standards, every website should have a good site map. What is site map? When I click on that site map, it will take me to a location where I can see complete hierarchy. Complete hierarchy means where which content is available. That means in which location, what content is available. And not only that, I can directly reach to that content here. I can reach to that content directly here. That means this is a sitemap. And what is the concept? This is clickable text. When you click, it will navigate to that location. And these are called as what? We call these as what? Hyperlink. You know the meaning already. Hyper means beyond. We learn hyper means beyond. A hyperlink navigates the user beyond the current context. It will navigate from one location to another. So to create good navigation, you need hyperlinks. And hyperlinks means not only just clickable text, it can be clickable picture, clickable graphic. For example, I can click, I can click on this photo also. What they might have given when user clicks the photo, main page will open, means home page will open. That means link is a clickable text or a clickable picture or any clickable graphic also. Graphic animations also clickable. So technically, what is hyperlink? The concept of hyperlink is hyper refers to the term beyond, and hyperlink refers to clickable text, picture, or graphic that navigates user from one location to another. Hyperlink refers to clickable text, picture, or graphic that navigates user from one location to another. Actually, hyperlinks are created by using anchor element. Anchor is A. We create by using anchor element. So it is created by using anchor element. And another important point, hyperlink, hyperlinks are classified into two types. So we have intra-document links, intra-document links, another inter-document links. Two types are there. Intra-document links, inter-document links. What is difference between them? What is intra-document? What is inter-document? We will see one by one. That means in websites, when you see links, those links are two types, intra-document or inter-document. What is meant by intra-document link? Intra-document means actually intra-document links means these intra-document links navigate user from one location to another within the same page. That means user can navigate from one place to another within the same page. Then we call them intra-document link. So intra-document link navigates user from from one location to another within the same page. Intra-document link navigates user from one location to another within the same page. That is intra-document link. How it works, we will see. It's a simple point, how intra-document link works. For example, where you will see this regularly in several websites, you can find that. Suppose I'm showing here some Amazon. In Amazon, lot of content is present. Now I scroll down. At the bottom, it says back to top. When I click on back to top, it will take me to top again. That means back to top is navigating from one location to another within the same page. That means you went to bottom and you click on back to top, then it will automatically navigate to the top. That means navigation from one place to another within the same page. This is called intra-document. How this works? Actually, when user clicks back to top, it came to this location. It came to this place actually. So how it comes to this location? That means generally, if you want the user to go to any location, that location needs one ID, identification. That means a picture or a nav bar or a div or a span or a heading or a paragraph where you want the user to go. There you must have one ID. ID is a unique identification which is given for element. So what is advantage of ID? We can refer any element so that user can reach to that element. So that means what we have to do, let's see. Let's go to our project. What we are doing here in our project, let's create one page. I'm creating a page. So I will create a page intra document links .html. Okay, let's create one simple same type of concept here. Just roughly, we have a header, and in that header we have something like Amazon. We have a section. In the section we are having some paragraphs. Some paragraphs are present. Okay. Now what happens? Lot of paragraphs, and here somewhere I given some heading, some concept here. What I am giving is, I will keep a simple heading, say back to top. Just roughly I give it. Now what should happen is, so in this we are navigating. This is the content. We are navigating to the bottom, and you can see here there is an option back to top. When I click on it, it should take me to the top where it should take me to this header. Then what we need is that header needs an ID. So ID like what? Suppose top. That is the ID. Now, interesting point is when you have an ID for any element, you can refer that ID directly. You see, in the address bar, suppose I'm currently at the bottom, means scroll down somewhere bottom or somewhere. In the address bar, after this page name here, I can access that ID. How to access the ID? IDs are referred using hash. Hash ID is top and hit enter. Then it will take me to top. That means you can access any location directly if you know the ID. But how do I know what IDs they have? That means their website, their IDs, we don't know. That is the reason if we know we can access. Actually, so many websites which we regularly use, we know them. Suppose you know when you open Amazon, do you know in Amazon, I want to search watches. I will not use search bar. I will directly type here /watches. Then directly watches data will open. people who regularly use a website, they know how to handle it and they don't waste time. Suppose I given you 1 hour time for on Google to search for something and get me result. You spent 1 hour and you got the result. That same thing, a technician who knows all technology, he can search in just few seconds because there are so many techniques which general people don't know. That means you will waste 1 hour time for searching something on internet. The same thing technicians can search just in 1 2 minutes and get that. There are so many techniques you don't know. You just know a search button, right? But there are so many ways of easily accessing. So if you know the ID, we can access the ID directly from the address bar. For example, suppose see here, what I am doing somewhere here, we are having some information about, this is about some women fashion and some image is there, image source dot slash, so images, women fashion, some width and height is there. Now I will give this ID with the heading with an ID as woman. Now what is the point is in the address bar, if I type woman directly, it will take me to that location. It can directly take me to that location. If I say top, then it can directly take me to that location. But we don't know what IDs they have. Then generally what we do to navigate user, what we do is we make this clickable. How you will make this clickable? By enclosing with anchor. Anchor makes this clickable. And when you click it, what it should do? It should set one ID in the address bar. That means when I click this, it should set an ID in address bar. If it sets ID in address bar will navigate. What generally people think, I will click the link, it will go to that location. No, actually, when you click the link, that address is set in address bar. When it is set in address bar, you will navigate to that location. That means remember, always website navigation happens from here. Always website navigation happens from there, not anywhere from here. Navigation will not happen inside the page. Navigation always happens at the top. That means what happens now? Observe carefully. What happens here when user clicks this button, clicks this one, it should set an ID in the address bar. How to set an ID in address bar? This anchor uses href. Href hyper reference. And what is that hyper reference? Hash top. That means it should set this ID in the address bar. Now see interestingly what happens. I click on this back to top and observe carefully here. When I click on that back to top, it will set that. Then I can navigate there. That means what it is doing, it will set this in the address bar. When it sets in the address bar, then it will navigate to that location. In many experience interviews we have seen, they ask experience interview questions. They ask what is difference between SRC and href. Both are path. In image, why you have SRC, and in link, why you are href. When you link a CSS file, why you are using href and you are saying path. And in image, why you are using SRC, not href. What is difference between SRC and href? The difference is SRC is technically called as getter and href is called as setter. We call it as setter. SRC will get the path, but href will set the path. And you need a setter. to set the path. And already you saw that when I click the link, what it has done, it sets a new path in the address bar. Then automatically it will navigate to that location. So href is not accessing the path, it is setting the path. Technically, it is called as a setter, right? So generally, how this intra-document navigation happens. Now see now in Amazon, what I will do here, somewhere at the top, I will put a div and I will put an anchor and I will say woman fashion. How to take that user to woman fashion? This should have an href hash. What is the ID? Woman. Woman is the ID because that is the ID given for this heading. That means you see when I click woman fashion, it will get me to that location. Actually, how I get to this location is it sets this ID. Without link also you can set top, it will get there. Without link, you can directly enter the ID, it will get to that location. So to handle intra-document navigation, only two basic rules. First, where to navigate, there you must have one ID. And how to navigate to that ID? By using anchor href. We can navigate to that particular ID. IDs are referred by using what? Hash. So here, what is the basic of intra navigation is the target location. The target location must have a reference ID. So ID is a unique identification. ID is a unique identification. So image can have an ID, some pic. Heading can have an ID, some topic. So header can have an ID, top. Like that, we can have different ID. A div, a span, any element can have ID. Now, how to reach to that ID? You can navigate to ID reference directly from address bar. Directly from address bar. How you can do? So you have some address in that home.html, some page, and you have hash pick. Like this, you can access. So you have some page name and you have like hash topic directly you can access. So that is just a reference name. How we can navigate directly to that location. So you can configure a hyperlink that sets new path. That sets new path. How we can do that? You can define anchor href is equal to hash pick like this. Suppose here you can have text, here you can have image, you can have graphic, anything you can keep there. That means you can navigate to that location by using hash. Inside that anchor, you can keep text, you can keep image, you can keep graphic, anything you can do. So let's create a simple navigation here. That means a simple navigation, how to design. This is just example I showed you. That's the example I showed. So what is the basic rule? Where you want to navigate, there must be one ID, right? And if same name IDs are there, whichever recent one is there, it will go there. That means, for example, Suppose this is women fashion. Somewhere here, lot of issues will come. Somewhere there is another heading called women fashion. That means two are there with the same name. Then I click women fashion. It will get to that which one is the first one, right? That means it will not go to the second one. Which one is the first occurrence? It will go there. From top, which one is the first occurrence? It will go to that location, right? So technically, which one is the first occurrence? It will go there. But it's not recommended to do that because now it is working, later it will fail. Why it will fail? Because in testing, it will see that there are two IDs with same name. It will immediately show issues, error. That means your application will fail testing because it finds that there are two elements with same ID. That's not correct. That means as of now, it is working. So just what generally in interviews they do is to test whether you know all the consequences or not. Such nonsense questions they ask. Sometimes they ask nonsense. That is not reasonable, right? But there is meaning for that. Why they ask like that? Because they just want to understand, do you know the consequences? If written in this way, will it work? If written in another way, will it work? You need to know the consequences. That's the reason sometimes they ask like that. So what is the point? Whatever the first option is there, it will get there. But it is not recommended because it will fail in testing. When our developer writes same ID for two elements for reference, immediately in testing, it will fail. That's the reason we almost remove this. But accidentally, if it is there, then it will use the first one. It will not go to the second reference. It will always go to the first reference, right? This is generally one important thing you should know. So what is the note? Make sure that ID is always unique. So, and it is not defined same for multiple elements. That is always important. And what is the frequently asked question? What is difference between SRC and href? You know the answer, na? SRC is a getter used to get the specified path. Href is a setter. So use it to set a new path. It is a setter. It is used to set a new path. One small example we will see here how the intra navigation works. Already I just showed you. You can go top. You can go to any location. One simple interface we will create here. Let's see one example. Okay, what I will do is here. Let's keep all this in a simple way. We have a header, or I will clean up all this so that everything is new. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a header, and we have some like a div shopper something. Now let's keep the style, and in the header background color black, color white, padding 20 pixel, font size 20 pixel, font weight bold, and text align center. Just I will keep a simple header over there, right? Padding 10 pixel, that looks fine. Now below this, what we will do is we will create a section. In this section, I have nav and I have main. Two elements are there. Inside the main, I will put some paragraphs. So inside the main, I am keeping some paragraphs and some topics also. Okay. And here we are having some concept like this is heading home. After few paragraphs, we have another heading. This is women fashion. And let's keep some image. / images women fashion. Okay. So width and height I given. Okay. Similarly, after few paragraphs, there is another one. This is men fashion. And we have men fashion. Okay. And after few more paragraphs, then we have kids fashion. This is kids fashion and we have kids fashion. Okay. This is enough. So we have a lot of content. That's enough. Okay. Now, what is the style I'm giving here is, let's go to the style. In section, I will keep display as grid template columns, 2 fraction and 10 fraction. Left side 2, right side 10. Okay, that's enough. Then inside this now, I will have an unordered list with a list item and with an anchor. One is home, another one is women fashion. So another one is men fashion and another is kids fashion. Okay, kids fashion. Some options are there. And wherever unordered list is there, list style, I will set it to none. And margin left, I will give -40 pixel something. And wherever list item is there, I'll just keep a background color black, some color is white. So padding is 5 pixel and width is 120 pixel. Margin bottom is 20 pixel. It's nothing but just we have like a menu left side. And what we will do is another thing is wherever main is there, main height I will give 400 pixel and the overflow is auto so that I can make the main scrollable. So that we can make the main scrollable. So then I will keep this as 500. Then it looks okay. That looks fine. Now what we can do is we can just scroll and view the topics. Header is always fixed at the top because the main is scrollable now. Now what I want here is I want a easy navigation. When user clicks women fashion, it should go to women fashion. That's very simple. All are in same page. Just left column is navigation, right column is content. Then what you do? This main you made scrollable, right? Then what to do? So here, this heading needs an ID home. This heading needs an ID woman. This heading needs an ID men. And this heading needs an ID that is kids. Okay, now what we have links and make sure that all link color is also white because traditionally link colors are blue. They have a different color. So I give white. And one more is wherever links are there, I don't want any underline because links will by default have underline when you add href. When you put href, then what it will do? Href is hash home. Then it will get an underline to that. We don't want underline. Then text decoration, you keep it to none. Text decoration none. Text decoration is underline, overline, line through. We will say text decoration none. That means it will remove underline. Okay. And font family is Arial, and font size little bit 20. 20 looks large, 16 looks fine. That's okay. Now what should happen is, now when user clicks the second link, it should go to which ID? Woman. When user clicks this one, it should go to men. When user clicks href, this go to kids. Now everything is ready. When I click on woman, it will get to women fashion, men fashion, kids fashion. I click on home, it will get back to the home. That means we are navigating to any topic within the same page. User can scroll up and down. And if in between somewhere he wants woman fashion, it will go there. That means it is navigating from one location to another within the same page. This is called intra-document navigation. As I told you, you can navigate to anywhere. Just you need some ID. You just need some ID. For example, what we are doing somewhere in between somewhere here, what I am doing is I am adding a figure and it have a image. Image source is dot slash images, some a1.jpg. It is having some image. Width is 100. Height also 100, like this. Suppose I am having some images here. 1, 2, 3 images are there. 2, 3. And we have a fig caption. Fig caption indicates that 50% off on electronics. Something I given something like this. Now this figure is having an ID called offer. That means now what we will do, somewhere here in the first paragraph, I kept a span. And here I am writing something. So some winter sale starts. So special offer, the word offer, we will keep here in a offer. Offer, right? Special offers, something like offers on electronics. Just something like this I written. Now this should navigate href. Href, it should navigate to where? Hash, it should navigate to offers. Offers ID. And very important, better, I will keep the anchor inside nav is white. Otherwise, everywhere it will be white. What does this means? Anchors inside nav only white color. Otherwise, everywhere there will be white color. Now you see it's fine. Somewhere at the top there is winter sale start special offers word is there. And when I click, it will take me to those offers and show. Actually, ID have problem. Because what is the ID I given? Offer. And while referring, I am giving offers. It should be same offer. Okay, then it will navigate to that offer. That means you can navigate to any location. Any location you can take. That means it can be, so it can be to any particular image. It can be to any heading, anywhere. That means many times the question is which element can have ID? Every element in HTML can have ID. Nav can have ID. List item can have ID. Div span can have ID. You just navigate to that location, right? So usually this is one example of intra-document navigation. How navigation happens within the page. What I will do, I will copy this example, but I will delete all these paragraphs once, because so many paragraphs are not allowed to submit inside the Google Classroom. So you just add multiple paragraphs. Huh? I will just keep only one paragraph. You add more. Okay, this is one example of, yeah, this is one example of how to handle intra navigation. Intra navigation means navigate from one place to another within the same page. Here, one problem is that the problem is nothing but you also will come with same complaint sometimes. You will say that, sir, I am practicing intra navigation links, and when I clicked on a link, that link is not coming to the top of screen. That link is not coming to top of screen. It is stopping somewhere here, right? Woman fashion is top, men fashion is top, right? But kid fashion is not top. Is it a problem? That is a problem of yours. Why? Because if you don't have much content to scroll, how it will scroll? You written one line, two line under every content, and you say that it is not scrolling. It's like joke. If there is nothing to scroll, how it will scroll? That means you need to have good content to scroll. That means you need to have much information. If there is no much information to scroll, how it will scroll? That means why it is unable to come to top? Because there is nothing to scroll to top. Because it ends after two paragraphs. There is nothing. How it will scroll at the top? It cannot scroll to the top. So this problem comes in different situation. For that, we have another solution. Another point is there. Sometimes when you are using intra navigation, there is no much content to scroll. Then how you will handle it? I will show. Another technique I will show. Another technique we will see how to handle intra navigation. For example, let's create one more concept here. So let's add another page. Intra document links target. Okay. Now you see here, I'm designing a page. Here we have a nav, and in this nav we have a span anchor HTML, and we have CSS, and we have some JavaScript. Like this we are having. Now below this we will keep a section, and in this we are having a div. Yesterday we learned about card. I will use a card, and this card have an ID. This is HTML card. In this we will put a heading saying that HTML. In that we will put some topics. That means we will put some unordered list item. So here elements, semantics, some generic. So some block level, something like this. We are adding some topic. Now this is one card, and I will take another card. In this card, I given topic as CSS, ID as CSS, heading as CSS, and here we are having some like box model. So like rules and like inheritance, something. Okay, now we have another one. This is also a card. JS is the ID. Title we given as what? JavaScript. And here we are having like some variables. So operators. So some statements, something are there. Now, what is the concept here is I'm creating a style, and now, so now text align, I give center. Inside the now, wherever span is there, font size 20 pixel, and padding left 20 pixel, padding right also 20 pixel. Just is nothing but now also have padding as 20 pixel. That means this looks like this. This is the nav we are having at the top. And wherever cards are there, card. So card width 200 pixel I will give. Card will have a border. So 1 pixel solid gray, and it will have box shadow. It will be 2 pixel black, and card have padding 20 pixel. And these are all the cards, margin also 20 pixel. All cards are inside section. We will make display as flex. Then flex direction is what? Row. And they will be cards like this. That means we have so many topics all are in same screen. Now what happens is we make this HTML, this HTML anchor, href, hash HTML, this CSS href, hash CSS, this href is hash JS, JavaScript. That means now when I click CSS, the CSS means I am currently watching CSS topic. The CSS ID is set here, but it is not doing anything here, because what it will do, there is nothing to scroll. Previously, why it was working? Because there is content somewhere bottom, it will scroll top and gives you at the top. So generally, if there is no much content to scroll and you are watching the content, then how do you notify that? How you tell that currently this is the topic you are watching? If there is nothing to scroll, then what we do is we use one technique. What is the technique here is, so we are using a card. This card is having an ID. Every card have an ID. When this card becomes target, when user clicks on this link, this card becomes target because it will navigate to that ID. Na? That means you just write one logic. That is nothing but if the card is target, how do you know that it is target? There is a class called target. This target class will verify whether the card become target or not. And target of whom? Target of link. If it becomes target of link, then the card background color, I will put black. And card color, I will put as what? White. That's it. I am applying that. Then see what happens. When I click CSS, CSS card becomes target, then it will highlight. When I click JavaScript, JavaScript card becomes target. When I click HTML, it becomes target. That means if there is no much content to scroll, then we highlight by using this technique. When they reach to that location, we will highlight that location. How do we know that they reached that location? So by using target. Target is a CSS class which will verify whether the container is a target of a link or not. If it is the target of a link, then it will highlight that. I'm just using colors. You can do anything. That means whenever it becomes target, you can make it round, you can make it large, you can make it different animation effects you can do. I'm just using color. You can say border radius, some 100 pixel, then it becomes 100 pixel. You can say text align center, it becomes center, right? But all effects will not suit your content every time. Now you can see CSS, HTML, they highlight in a different way. That means when you are navigating inside the page and there is no much content to scroll up and down, then this will never work at all. Means it will not show anything working at all. Then how do we highlight them? By using target, right? So what is one important question here is, Another important question is how to highlight the target container. How to highlight the target container if there is no much content to scroll. How to highlight the target container if there is no much content to scroll. So by using CSS target class, you can use CSS target class. So what it is going to do here is syntactically. So we have a container. So this is effects before target. And we have container colon target. Here effects on target. So how it becomes target? So actually anchor href refers to container ID. If refers to the container ID, every container should need an ID. Then it becomes target. That means div, it will have a class container and it will have an ID that is container ID. So when user clicks on this link, it will come to this ID and class will verify whether it is a target or not. If it is a target, then it will apply the effects. That is just syntax, how it actually works. So if there is no much content to scroll, then how do we navigate to that location? By using this target. IDs are referred using hash. Every ID is referred using hash. Without hash, you can't refer an ID. IDs cannot be accessed directly. They need a reference hash. Right? Yeah. This is example. I will copy this example. So this is the example of same, but this time we are using both are intralinks. One link is if it is scrollable, it will scroll. If it is not scrollable, you can highlight. So for that, you need to use the target class. So this is the target class we are using to highlight that content. All right. So while working with hyperlinks, so intra-document link means these 2 points are important. I hope it is clear, simple, right? One example, scrollable. Another example, if it is not scrollable, how you highlight, right? You can add lot of effects. I just added some background color effect. Later, you can add so many things into that, right? Initially, later we can do with CSS lot of things like what when I click on CSS, only CSS will display, others will hide. We can do that means only the topic will show, rest of things will hide. That's depends on your requirement. You can show, you can hide. Lot of things we can implement later, right? This is basically first point, intra navigation, intra navigation. Next, we have another one. What is it? Inter document navigation. This is intra document links. Now we have another one, inter document links. Intra-document links means they navigate from one place to another within the same page. For that, two basic points. Where to go, there you need to define an ID. And how to go, you have to refer the ID. Without links, can you go? Yes, we have done. Without links, how to go? Just refer the ID from the URL, hash, and the ID. It will take you to that particular location. So we have another concept, inter-document links. Inter-document navigation is nothing but, so inter-document links and inter-document allows navigation from one document to another. Hyperlink have various behavior. Hyperlink have various behaviors. What it can do is uh, it can link to any page. You can say it can link to any file. It can link to any file. It can link to any URL. It can link to you can say as any application supported in browser. Not only that, it can link to any JavaScript function. So link can have several behaviors. It can link to file, it can link to URL, it can link to any application. It can link to any application means that application should be supported by browser, not every application. And it can even link to any JavaScript function also. So these are inter-document navigation. Inter-document navigation is not just from one document to another. It has so many things. First important is link to file. What is link to file means? You can create a link that navigates to any file. Any file. That means you can create a link that navigates user to any file. You can create a link that navigates user to any file. But here some important points are there. So browser must support file type. Browser must support file type. If file type is supported, then it can open the file content and show in browser. That is the first thing. If file type is not supported, then it downloads the file. It downloads the file. That is very important. You can link a file to navigate. If you ask which file I can link, you can link any file. But whether the file opens or not, that depends on browser plugins. That means actually, so to open any file, browser should support the plugin. I will show the point here. Plugins means extensions. If file type is supported, then it can open the file content and show in browser. If not supported, then it downloads the file. It cannot open the file. For example, you see, first thing, we are saying that we can create a link that can navigate to any file. Suppose inter document links, HTML. Okay. Now what I am doing here, let's create an ordered list item, anchor. I am saying shopper template. And in my project, I have a href. I have a HTML page called shopper template. That means what I am doing, I am creating a link to HTML page. That means we created link to a HTML file. Now, when I click on this, it can open that file. No problem. That means you are navigating from one page to another. Now, what type of files I can link like that? Suppose I'm creating another link, list item, anchor. I'm using some another file like what I think in my here I have a document called catalog. Okay. It is a PDF file. So href dot slash, we have docs in that catalog PDF. That means it is catalog. And you can see that when I click catalog, it can open the PDF file also and it can show. Suppose I am creating here another link, anchor href dot slash images, women fashion JPG and women fashion. What does it means? I'm clicking here. You linked a JPG file. JPG file also can open. That means you can link any file. Will every file open? No. Every file cannot open. In your browsers, some of your browsers, even PDF file may not open because your browser may not have the PDF plugin, means PDF extension. That means you see now what I'm doing in this project. Actually, this is the project location. This is the project file system. In docs, I will copy one file. You see in my computer, I am having some PDFs are there. Some Word document is there. Suppose there is a Word document. So we have so many Word documents. Suppose I am having some Word document. So the Word document is like Word or Excel document. Okay, just I given one Word document, Next.js. I will copy. This Word document I will post here. Some Next.js Word document is present. Now what I am doing here is I am going to link that Word document here. That means I'm going to create a link. So anchor href dot slash docs Next.js Word document. This is some Next.js tutorial, something. Now we have a HTML file, we have a PDF file, we have a JPG file, and we have a Word file. Word file can never open in browser. There is no browser in the world which can open Word files. There is no browser in the world. Even Google also can't open. That's the reason when you see Google Drives and all, what they do, they say that this document is too large. You please download and view. You can't view directly. Small documents they can show. That means there is no browser in the world which can open and show you the Word document. Then what will happen when I click on this? It will download that file. It will download the file. So what type of file you can link? Any type of file we can link. Will every file open? No. That depends on plugin. How we know his computer have that plugin or not? Through JavaScript we can do. Later in JavaScript, you will learn we can write program. That program will verify whether that plugin is there or not. If it is not there, it will warn him saying that to view this document, you need this plugin. You don't have, please download. That JavaScript will do that. So initially, the concept here is files will open or download. That depends on plugin extensions. That means if the extension is there, it will open. Otherwise, it cannot. How do we know which file can open, which file cannot open? That JavaScript will teach you, because for that we need some programming. We need to write a because every computer browser is not same. Every browser is not same. Some people may be using very old browsers. Some people may be using some different browsers. And in every browser, the concept is not same. We have to write through JavaScript and verify whether the browser supported or not. So technically, what is the point? You can download, and here what is the note. So browser requires special plugins. Plugins are nothing but extensions, special plugins to open file content, to open and show file content. Browser requires special plugins to open and show file content. So you can verify plugins using JavaScript logic. That later you will see that. You can verify plugins using JavaScript logic, that you will see later. Now, syntactically, you have an anchor href. It can link to some images pic.jpg. So it can open the pic. We have docs, some catalog.pdf. It can open the catalog PDF. You can link any type of file. Now, what is very common question asked here in interviews is how to create a link that always downloads a file, not open the file. Even it can open, it should not open. That means PDF files can we open? Yes, but it should not open. Browser should not open. JPG files, browser can open, but I don't want it to open. That means always it should download, it should not open. If this question was asked 5-7 years back, it's a very complicated question. That means our developers have to answer very logically with JavaScript. But now, after all, this is just one word answer. That means how you can always download the file. So by using anchor element download attribute. Anchor element have a download attribute which will download the file. You just add this download attribute, it will download the file. Earlier, not earlier, even today, for experienced people who have 5-10 years experience in development, they ask like, okay, I know that there is download, but without that option, how to download? Then they have to answer through some JavaScript logic. We have to write some JavaScript logic which will not allow the file to open. It will allow the file only to download. But now you don't need any logic. Just you add this attribute. For example, you see now what is happening here. The woman fashion JPG file can open. Already we know that. I am linking another file, menfashion.jpg. Generally, what happens here, this file also will open. You click on woman fashion, it opens. You click on men fashion, it also opens. But I don't want men fashion to open. It should always download. Even if it can open, it should not open. Then what we do? We just keep the attribute for this as download. And actually download will download. Download by which name? With the same name what it is having. But I want download with a different name, then I can give a different name like DSC0012. I want to download by this name .jpg. Then what will happen is when user clicks on this woman fashion, it opens. But when I click on this men fashion, it will download by this name. And it is same file. That is the same file. You open that file, it will be same file. It will be same file. That means even this one, catalog. Catalog is a PDF. It will open, but I don't want that to open. I want it to download. Just put an attribute. What is that attribute? What is it? Down. With the same name, if you don't give a name, it will use the same name. That means I click on this catalog, then it will use the same name what you given. You want a different name, then you can put a different name. That means you can just put a different name for that, right? So downloading always without opening is important. That you can simply add this syntactically what you do whenever you define anchor. So what the anchor have to do? href dot slash images slash pic some pic dot jpg. Then you give a download is equal to new name dot jpg. That's how we can say. So this is download option. It always downloads. If you have some abnormal doubts like one time I should open, another time it should download, then answer for that is logic, JavaScript. You can do anything you want, right? You want abnormal behavior, then you need to have abnormal logic to write, right? So you can do everything, just you need some logic to put. You can do one time it will open, another time it will download, situation wise it will do, right? For registered people, it will download. For unregistered people, it will just show. It will not download. That means you pay money, we will download. You don't pay money, we will not download. We can set the restrictions. That's not a concept. For that, we need logics, right? Initially, this is the concept of how you can create a link to file. This is only one thing you have learned about inter document. What is that is how to link to file. Now you have so many about links. Link to URL, link to application, link to JavaScript functions that we'll see tomorrow. Right, in tomorrow's session, we will discuss other. Then we will have a complete idea on hyperlinks. How hyperlink can navigate to URL, how it can use applications, how it can use JavaScript functions. That we'll see in next session. Tomorrow we'll do. Okay. First you practice this, then tomorrow we'll continue with the other.